Ba-ba-da-ba-dam. Hello and welcome to the Sorare Thursday Club special. I am Ricky T, aka the Sorare Member on Sorare, and I am joined as always by my glamorous co-host, the top toffee and duck lover himself, Johnny, aka Tornado on Sorare. We are with you today to discuss the fallout from the Sorare 26 announcement. For a quick summary on how everyone on Discord and X felt.
This is bullshit.
This is bullshit. And this is how anyone playing Unique reacted. Pretty much sums it up. I'm sure you've all seen a lot of discussion already because, let's face it, there's probably been about 76 videos out before us. But it's a big topic and we like judging things. So we are going to use our much lauded ups and downs measuring stick. Each section of the update receives our feedback and gets either an up or a down and is added to this lovely little counter I've created in the bottom, which I'll probably forget to update as we talk about it. But, you know, the thought's there. So we'll see how we go with it. And then at the end, we will give our updated State of Sorare score, where we give the product a 1 to 10 based on how we currently feel. For reference, it was 6.9 and 7.4 out of 10 on the last podcast. So we'll see how it ends up today. But before we dive in, how are you this evening, sir? You fully digested the latest iteration of Sorare? How are you feeling?
I mean, in terms of un-Sorare related things, I'm doing fine. Sorare is, it's the talk of the town, isn't it? In the last 24 to 48 hours, I should say, because the announcement got leaked 24 hours before. So there's a lot to digest, and I do think there is some ups and some downs. So obviously people mainly focus on the downs, don't they, on social media? So it's very rare you get people praising a good job. You just expect the good job and don't say anything about the good job, and then just have a go at the bad job. So excited to talk through it. Also, like most of our shows we do where we talk through announcements, excited to actually properly read the announcements during the show, because I very much like to gloss over what's announced and just see what people's reactions are. So
as most of our episodes go, I've read through it to make sure I know what's happening, and you are going to learn on the job.
Oh, you're such a boffin, mate. No one likes a blooming teacher's pet, all right?
Squiff, a clean shirt.
Yeah, clean shirt.
But
face wanker.
Yeah, in our ups and downs system, though, I suppose there is a chance for Sorare 26 to come out victorious, because some of them, I think we might know some of the ones we're talking about are very big downs.
Well, this is the thing.
Maybe there's enough small weightings to outweigh big downs in the system. But I managed to keep the intro pretty short and trim today, so we can get started. And I'm sure we've got a lot to talk about. Off the bat, I'm not generally too negative about Sorare ever. I don't think we have all the info yet. There's going to be another announcement in July, so maybe there's a chance for Sorare 26 to come out top. You tend to either be absolutely in love with it or completely pissed off, really, don't you? You don't seem to have a middle ground.
I like to think I'm pretty positive. If you compare, I mean, I'm probably a little bit more negative than you, but in terms of negativity to other people on Twitter, I'm nowhere near that level. But
nowhere near that level. Nowhere near the
This is bullshit.
crowds that we had for the immediate aftermath of the announcement. Okay, let's get going. Let's pull it up on screen so you know what we're talking about. And we're going to roll through it. We'll try to be quite quick through each section, because there is quite a lot of sections to go through. And, people have lives that they probably don't want to spend listening to me and you rabble on. But we're going to start. And we had a lovely video from Dan.
Can we do it in? Can we go up a bit? Go up a bit. Can we do it in Italian? Just because I've always thought, let's give it a go. See how we get on.
I am level 5 in Spanish on Duolingo and level 2 in French. So I could probably get about 6 words of it in for you if we do those.
Okay. Maybe we'll do English then. We'll do English.
Yeah. Okay. We'll start in English. Maybe we'll do another video for the other sections afterwards. Yeah. Right. We had a lovely little video from Dan. He's wheeled out to be the front of the announcement again. So we're going to start. So some competition structure it started with about expanding leagues and stuff, but we'll get to that in another section. So we're going to start with hot streaks everywhere. Hot streaks everywhere. Classic cards allowed in your lineup now, so you don't need 5 in-season cards. You can use 4 and a good classic card. This is the Beat the Game system. There's no other Beat the Game system brought in. They've just expanded hot streaks. There'll be more hot streak leagues because they're introducing more league competitions that we don't know what they are yet. And yeah, so in theory, more chances to win hot streaks because there's going to be more leagues, and it's more than just the MLS now. So maybe 4, 5, 6 chances at a hot streak each week.
I mean, I like the little and more, and then the little eyes there. You know, there's more to come. I think there's 2 major points there, isn't there? One is there's going to be a lot more competitions, and I think that the more major point is that you're allowed a classic card there now. Because obviously we've had the MLS and where you've needed 5 in-season cards, which has really encouraged a lot of growth in the MLS prices, which has been good, but it has burned the classic cards a little bit more. So this will hopefully even out the classic card sort of values a little bit. I think the majority of people have classic cards as their goalkeeper, wouldn't they? So yeah, watch the space. I think it'd be good. I wonder if they'll bring it in where you get slightly more points if you do have 5 in season, just to really try and encourage people to still buy cards. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but it does say here that they're bringing this change into the MLS hot streaks starting from the 25th of July. So the current one as well will have that as well, which is nice, I guess.
Okay, so maybe they're really trying to keep that the hot streaks qualifying for that really major tournament they did. What was it? Where like the best pro hot streak people got in. They wanted to make sure it really was the
Masters.
That's what it's called. Yeah, the Masters. Wanted to basically make sure it's the people that spent the most money, which is fair enough.
So yeah, it's very hard to judge this because 1, we don't know how many points we need. 2, we don't know how much we're going to win for each level and how many total leagues there are. If it's the same as the MLS and there's 6 or 7 leagues, so they bring in Serie A, La Liga, Serie A and
the Championship.
Yeah. And then so you can win it 6 times. It's the same levels here, and you get $3 for the bottom ones, and then potentially you can move up. I think that'd be quite nice. So what do you think? The MLS, the hot streaks is the Beat the Game with this new innovation. What do you think? Up or down?
I think it's good. I think it's an up. I don't see why it'd be a down. I think it's been successful. People have seemed to like doing it in the MLS, and bringing it into other comps seems to make sense. Gives people a chance to try and farm a little bit of essence and like the old ETH threshold days a little bit. So it's a definite up for me.
I think it's an up. I mean, it's pending being an up because we need to know how many points we need to get.
Exactly,
if it's suddenly like you need 410 points to win $1, and there's 6
in theory, we want to see it in practice. Obviously, with a lot of this announcement, there was a lot of details left out, which I think they've been pretty clever about not including in a way. But
because I'm basing it on the MLS model in my head. I think the points might have to raise because they're going to give us a classic card to earn it, right? So we could just be, say, for MLS example, plug Messi in as captain. And so I think the points level might go up a little bit, but we are getting a classic card. So hopefully that balances out. So I'm gonna hope that the levels are achievable, and we have lots of leagues. So I will go with you and call it an up in that one. We'll start off strong. So next, we're going on to lineup bonuses. Your creativity rewarded. So, in essence, this is 2 main changes. When you make your lineups in every permanent competition next season, so in season and classic, you can get lineup bonuses. You get a bonus if your cap score is under 260, and you get multi-team bonus if there's no more than 2 players from the same club in your lineup. So fuck stacking and, put a couple of shitters in, keep you under 260. What do you think?
I can see where they're doing it. I just think it's just loads more things to think about within a setting of a singular team. I'd rather they just had separate competitions for these things, like a cap competition. because there's so many cards. Everyone's got so many cards now. The more years that go by, people just have so many more cards that I think there's room to have these things separate. Personally, so yeah, I already have a tough time working out how all my goalkeepers work across all my teams, and now I'm gonna have to think like, oh, I need to add in 2 more variables into that sort of thing going on in my head, which is like, oh, I want him in that team, but I don't want to have 3 players from PSV, say, or because I'll lose that percentage bonus. I want to try and put a low cap player in each team. I'd rather just have that focus on one team at a time, one variable, if that makes sense. So I can see where they're doing it, but it's just a bit more stuff to think about for me.
I don't like. Maybe it'll work for like my 3rd or 4th lineup, as we'll get to. We know when you have all your leftover cards and they don't match, and a couple of them are like crap and 40 L15, and I stick that team and I was like, oh look, it's actually 258. None of them play for the same team, and they get a bit of a bonus, and it maybe gives them a hit and a hope at the end. But realistically, my best teams, why would I want to go under a cap? I'm still just I'd rather play Kimmich, Harry Kane, Musiala.
Depends what the bonus is, I guess. Because if it is a massive bonus to get to you not go above the 2 team player cap or the 260 cap, then especially if you did both of them, so you got like, say you got sort of 10% on both of them, 20% extra on your team, if you're getting 400 plus, is going to be a big difference. But you don't want to take that big hit. You don't want to go from, say, oh, I've got to have an Mbappe who's 70 average. I'll put someone in who's 35, because you're not going to make a difference up there probably. But it can make a difference, I guess, with maybe 1 or 2 players in your lineup.
Yeah, because they're doing it now and they're trialing it in the Club World Cup competition, where it's 3% from the multi-club thing and 5% for Cap 260. But like, is that enough? Yeah, here we go. Multi-club 3%, Cap 260 5% at the moment. Is that enough to like just not just play your buy and stack? Also, I like making collections and stuff.
I like stacks. Yeah.
I like collecting. Why you? I thought you were meant to be a collectability platform. Why are you pissing on it by saying don't use them all together? Don't buy the full Man United team. Play 1 Spurs player, 1 Man United player, a Chelsea player, a Man City player, a Liverpool player. That
I don't know what I'm going to do with my Everton stacks next year. Even if the matchup's terrible, or if 2 of them have got good matchups and 3 of them, I just stick them all together, because I want to win with a full Everton stack. I don't want to win with freaking Everton stack and a Man U stack combined or something.
Yeah, I buy things with the idea that I'll buy this team to use them for this going forward. I don't think it's worth. I don't think the bonus is going to be good enough. But maybe it encourages the use of some other cards, and like you say, some of your leftover 3rd choice, 4th choice teams might give them a bit of a hit and a hope. But for me, up or down, this would be a down for me. I don't need this extra level of.
Are we giving it? Do we have to decide between us whether it's an up or a down?
Yes, we are one joint entity for the evaluation process.
I'd say it's a middle, which we're not doing. But you're saying I'm more towards down, so I'll go down as well.
Okay, there we go. 1-1. Lineup bonuses have equalised for the downside. Let's move on to scoring matrix tweaks. So, really, I'm only including this because it's about goalkeepers to start with. But they've shown that they are going to make some changes, and more closely monitoring, and we'll get more updates in July. But the one they've shown us straight away is goalkeepers conceding 3 goals. And they already penalised enough for not owning a clean sheet and with negative all-around points. We do Keepers Club 25, where we celebrate 0s and 100s for goalkeepers. I'm the 100 side, you're the 0 side, and I'm getting an absolute spanking. So anything that helps a goalkeeper score in the second half of this year is on brand for me. So goalies get a hard time anyway. You're getting spanked. Why do you need a negative decisive for 3?
We've talked about this before. I mean, I do think the goalkeeper's scoring is not correct, because the goalkeeper can have a worldy game, can't they, and still lose 3-0, say, and they'll get a really shit score on Sorare, or not as good as it perhaps could have been. So yeah, I do think it's a little bit harsh for them to get hit with a neggy decisive for conceding 3. So I do like that idea.
Also, it could do with it being the Club World Cup, because there's going to see some keepers who are going to get pumped in this competition, and Yeah, I've got a few of them, so that's not going to be ideal.
I think
I think goalkeepers being treated better, for me, easy win.
I like it. I'm not a huge fan of players not getting decisives for winning penalties that are then missed. Although maybe that isn't that bad because they don't actually score, I guess, because you don't get it if you do a really good assist and someone misses. But like, there's another one where someone scores an own goal, they get an own goal decisive and an error led to goal, depending on what the own goal was like, and so they get double negative decisive for the same thing. So there's definitely little tweaks, and they have kept the scoring. I'm pretty sure the scoring has been pretty much the same the entire time in Sorare, right?
Yeah.
So this goalkeeper tweak could be quite a major tweak, I guess. But yeah, it's an up for me as well. I think it's good.
2-1. I like it. We move on. We're now on to new ways to play with your classic cards. So they are giving you a classic slot in in-season competitions and the classic slot in hot streaks. Flesh this out a bit. They're getting rid of the cash in classic podiums. No more cash. And let's include the fourth mythical lineup. I think it's come somewhere else, but we'll include it in here as well. Somehow we unlock fourth lineups. We don't know how. We don't know if it'd be hard or it would cost essence or money, or when we used to unlock training lineup 7. But yeah, new ways to play with classic cards. They've got rid of the mirrored competition structure, and they've gone for well, we'll get to it. We're going to start break it down. We're going to start with
a lot to digest here, isn't it, with the classic stuff?
Yeah, so we're going to break it down. First part is classic slot in season competitions and hot streaks, and a brand new classic structure, SO7. Okay, that's the first thing we're judging.
Okay.
SO7 instead of SO5, and card in season competitions and hot streaks. What are your views on this?
Well, my first view is I like that they're doing something with the classic because it did need a little bit of love, but it shouldn't get the same amount of love as in season because that doesn't work for Sorare, and we need Sorare to be sustainable. They can't just have people buying classic cards and sitting on them for 10 years. So everyone kicking off about, this needs to be as much love as in season. It can't be. It literally can't be. So first of all, that's my point on that. Secondly, I really like SO7. I used to like doing Sorare Mega. We've talked about the Sorare Data little mini game thing they used to do back in the day. RIP Sorare Data. But yeah, I really like doing that as well. Makes it feel a bit more like a football actual starting 11. Obviously, it's only 7 in this case, but makes it. Yeah, I like the SO7 idea. And I do quite often have quite a lot of classic cards left over every week, with the exception of goalkeepers. So it'd be nice to have that option of sticking a few more in, and it will certainly make the scores a bit more volatile when there are more chances of DMPs in there. Maybe you can, with there being 7 slots, maybe you can get away with there being a 1 DMP every week, like the good old days when you could win stuff with 4 cards starting, if you remember back in the day. But yeah, no, I think it's good, and I like having the extra 1 card available in season. And
but that's not changed, is it? That's just the same for us. One in season.
The hot streaks one's a change, isn't it?
Hot streaks, in theory, is better. We don't know the points or the, which again, it just seems weird. You wouldn't release some of these. Maybe they don't know it fully, or they're not sure. But not to have what the new comps are, how many hot streaks, how many points we need, how much money they're worth, prize pools, all that information with this, if it's good, would just balance this out so much better. But they haven't. SO7, don't like it replacing SO5. DMPs, which is not mentioned anywhere in here, which is something that pisses most people off more than anything else. We've now got 7 players instead of 5, and are doing nothing about DMPs. So the chances of you having a DMP and being pissed off, not me, it never bothers me as much as some people on social media, but it's gone way up, right? SO7, what are you going to do to combat? Now, the chances of you getting 7 starters, it's got to be a lot lower. I preferred SO5. I would like SO7, SO11 as an addition to the core SO5 gameplay. I don't like it replacing it. And that's me.
Okay, so it sounds like we're a little bit opposite here.
We are opposite. So are we going to give it an up or a down, or are we just going to have to void this one?
So just to clarify, here we are purely judging classic cards going across the board from SO5 to SO7.
Yes.
Okay. One thing I would say is I don't think that necessarily needed changing. So if you're negative about it, then we can go for a down.
We go for the down. I'll take it. I'll take it. Run with it.
I'll save it up for later for when I want one to go up.
Yeah, I don't hate SO7 as as an idea, but I think it's going to make my life. I need more cards. I mean, we don't, because we're about to get to the next thing, which is removing league-specific and regional comps for Classic. They say up here that the mirrored competition structure was not delivering an optimal experience. So we fucking changed it from the ground up. No longer do you have contender or challenger or Bundesliga or Premier League, the most famous, expensive license they had. You just have All-Star, Under-23 and Champion Europe top 5 leagues only in an SO7 7-player lineups. Yeah. Why do I buy and use a lineup in season for next year? Doesn't fit in a competition. Here's my. I really enjoyed my Hertha Berlin contender stack this year. There's no contender for me to use it in next year, so I'll use it in All-Star and get shat on by Barco and random PSV stacks. I don't know. I struggle to see an advantage to this one. What about you?
I don't understand the necessity of getting rid of like that bit above where it says it wasn't viable. What was it said? What was its wording? Sorry, where it said it wasn't feasible to have challenger and contender in it. There's your feedback. The mirrored competition wasn't delivering an optimal experience for who? Are they saying for them or for us or?
Well,
was anyone kicking off saying, "Oh, I don't want to be able to play my cards in this league"? So annoying. Yeah, I don't understand this. I can kind of understand the like league specific ones potentially going like the Premier League. Like I liked having my Premier League stack in there. Because those were kind of additions for last season, weren't they? Or maybe the year before, but it used to just be champion, challenger, contender. But I don't understand challenger and contender going. I don't understand that at all. Because some people just play those. They want to just play those. Like some people in Asia just want to play fucking Asia. They don't want to be thinking about fucking playing against Bayern Munich stacks every week. And I know they've got like arenas you can put it in But then you're still running the risk of playing against stacks of elite players there, aren't you? I think people like the idea that knowing that my Holstein Hyundai stack here are going to be going against just other, Bundesliga 2, J League, K League. Like they've got the best lineup of those contender teams. And now it's just more teams that can come in and steal their thunder. And this has been one of the things most people have kicked off about, isn't it? So, and I do wonder whether in like a week we'll get like we've heard your feedback, we're going to keep it in actually, which we've seen happen a few times with other announcements, haven't we?
I know they've changed to SO7, but like SO7, so I need more cards per lineup, but I've only got 3 in these 3 comps, plus a 4th one potentially, haven't I, in this however we unlock that. So maybe 12. So I only need 12 goalies now and 6 outfield players per team. Yeah.
Plus, if you think that they're using the arena thing, maybe we're going to get onto the arena in a minute, but they're using the arena as an example. Are they going to make it a free to enter arena? Because I don't want to go from being able to put my cards in somewhere for free, contender challenge, into having to go and spaff fucking 10 essence on loads of teams.
Yeah.
Because one, I've only ever got about 20 essence total, so I'm never like rare essence, that is.
Well, luckily for you, that is the next topic. I don't know. I don't know why being mirrored isn't optimal. I want to use something in season, and then it becomes classic, and I use it in its place in the classic in the next season. They've separated in season and classic more and just made them different.
I need to go more into that phrase. I want them to show me the data as to what makes that not optimal. Because if it's they're saying it's not optimal for their profits, then you can at least go, look, if it's not working for them, it's not working for them. But the way they've worded it makes it sound like we've said it as a community, and I'm pretty sure I've never seen anyone in the entire history of Sorare say that.
Yeah, so MLS Classic remains in place for 2025.
So you can put it down there.
Yeah,
if you haven't already.
The old structure became increasingly competitive, less enjoyable, and didn't deliver the rewards to match. I'm almost tempted to give this one a double down.
Whoa. You're doubling down on the double down.
I think it's so bad that it might be a double down. What do you think?
I mean, if we're doing double downs, should we do?
We have double ups and double downs.
Should we wait? Should we do either you're a double up or a double down as like an extra weighted amazing or shit thing? Okay, so double down for me. Yeah, I'd agree with you there.
Double down. I don't like it. No Prem Classic. I don't want to put my Bournemouth and my Everton stacks against fucking the elite all-star lineups.
Well, you're still picking the champion, but then you're still going against like PSG, who it doesn't matter. They're fucking fixture-proof, aren't they? It doesn't matter who they're playing; they're going to do well.
I'll just line up James Garner and Drissa Garner-Gay against fucking Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz.
Well, they are elite, so you could, yeah.
We've got Everton into the show though. 27 minutes in, first mention of Everton. Let's move on. Arena is now permanent. Let's go to this. Arena is here to stay. Open every game week. You love the Arena mode. Now it's here to stay. Including midweeks for limited rare, super rare, and unique. Anytime entries, unlimited entries. No more constraints. There is fucking constraints. It's called Essence. Golden Arenas. Details will be revealed later on. Special arena events with boosted rewards, specific rules like league-specific arenas, and higher and lower cap modes and cash prizes. So, shall I go first on arena?
I mean, I'd like arenas to be rolling locks. All arenas.
Yeah.
In all competitions. Like the ones you set in your all-star over, they're locked. And that's just like the risk you take. And then arenas, you can change them. As long as you haven't set that player you want to sub in for them in another lineup, and you've got them free somewhere, stick them in. Because you haven't got. That's what I originally thought they'd said. Do you remember we had this chat on WhatsApp? I think when they said about you can enter arenas during the week. I thought that's what it meant, but they meant you can put a full new lineup during the week, didn't they? So I think that would make it fun. But then we've got that constant problem of running out of essence all the time. There's no way of getting essence. Isn't like within a game week, you're just screwed. So anyway, you go first. That was just me, my supplementary.
Yeah, so Arena. I didn't mind when Arena was bought in. I would say, yeah, it was all right as a replacement for like, what did we have? Rivals, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Similar, but
well, not as good as Rivals, but
yeah, like there's less places to win essence, it feels like, to use an arena, because I have less classic comps where I was winning essence. So it depends on the reward pools and how I can win essence. I think a lot maybe depends on the daily missions and how they've evolved, and if I can win essence more frequently from them, because I'm going to need more essence. They say classic is being supplemented, like you can use your classic cards in arena, unlimited arena teams. If I can't afford to enter arena teams, then there's no extra utility for my classic cards because I can't use them in arena because I can't afford it. So, you know, it's not a replacement for SO5 because it don't say I can use my classic cards in arena instead of the extra lineups.
They've got to make a sustainable ecosystem of essence throughout the entire of Sorare. So you've got the crafting, you've got the where you can win it in places. Like it has to all sort of equal where it can be used, and I'm just not sure it's quite weighted in the right places at the moment.
Instead of entering more SO5 teams, I now have to pay for Essence to enter a competition to try and win or lose that currency, which feels like gambling. Like I'm going to enter 5 teams for 10 Essence that I've earned from my cards I paid for, and then I'm gonna. Oh, this week I lost all 5. Got nothing back.
They've layered their gambling, haven't they? They've created this fictional currency called Essence, which you can use to craft stuff worth money, which technically means it's money, to hide the gambling aspect. I mean, I love a bit of gambling, so
There's a bit gambling.
But yeah, it doesn't seem quite right, and they have definitely really thrown the arenas thing down people's throat, haven't they? Saying like, you can do all this, but people don't have Essence come out of their arse, mate.
Yeah, which is why again we're waiting for these extra details about how easy it's going to get to be able to get this Essence. But I don't like it as a replacement for SO5. I don't want my utility for my classic cards to be arena instead of comps. I do like the idea of special arena events down here with extra rewards, cash prizes, which I presume are provided by Sorare, and specific arenas, higher and low cap modes and stuff. They sound quite cool, like different arenas. I don't hate arena. I like to enter in an arena.
Like arena.
And if like currently the test ones we had when I entered my teams and then I entered a couple of arenas, and if they had cool specials and extra cash prizes,
you got the Coliseum. You got the Coliseum one now, haven't you? For the Club World Cup, just top.
As an addition, arena was cool, and we're mostly funding it anyway because we're paying to enter. I thought it was all right. I don't like it replacing the utility for some of my classic cards. Again, we're waiting on some details to like flesh out how viable this is. But as just on what we know so far, up or down.
So we're just doing the slight arena changes here.
Arena being permanent and being like classic.
Well, I thought it was permanent anyway. It's pretty obvious it was going to be permanent. I guess it's not something I feel overly positive or negative towards, to be honest. So it's a difficult one. I like arena, so I guess I'd say it's positive. What's your views?
Negative.
Because
of what it's replacing, not because it's
because they're pushing this is to make up for the utility of the classic cards, right?
Yes.
So it's I can see what you're saying. I don't want to give in to you all the time, but it's
I like
arena. Yeah.
Cash specials, that sounds nice, but replacing my utility, I think it has to be down.
So negative for arena replacing classic card utility.
Yeah,
So
permanent arena and the utility it requires, and it's a bit gambly.
I like it being added. I like it being added utility on top of the stuff, but now they're taking it away. So we'll go negative.
Yeah. All right. Sealing your cards. Seal your cards for boosted rewards. I think you're not too familiar with this, right? Because it's in MLB already.
No.
You lock your cards personally in a nice little, like the cards have been graded, like your Pokemon cards which have been graded. They get a nice little sealed plastic wallet. Can't be sold, traded, or used in competitions. However, they come with powerful in-game benefits. You'll earn boosted rewards in classic and in-season permanent competitions. The more cards you seal, the higher quality they are, the bigger percentage bonus applied to your leaderboard prizes for cash, credits, and essence. Say you win 100 essence or £100, and you've got 5% of sealed card bonus. You win 105 instead of 100. Legends is a separate thing I'll get to. And sealing your cards. What do you think? You can unseal them as well if your strategy changes. There's a bit more detail on how it comes later this summer as well. Explore new ways to reward sealing beyond leaderboards, including exclusive gameplay features and more surprises. What are your thoughts on sealing?
Oh, what a feeling when I'm doing some sealing. I think it'll look cool, but I'm not really sure what it all means. And also, what do they mean by like you can't sell them? We own them. We can do what we want with them.
That's what you think.
But we own them on the blockchain, right? So whether we seal them or not, does it create a new block? I don't know. I mean, I don't really understand.
You can unseal it to sell it.
You can unseal it to sell it. Okay,
you have to unseal it to sell it. If
so
it's
you can seal it for this season to hopefully give you some bonus on your winnings. But
I'm similar to what you think. It's like, it's my cards. Why can't I receive offers on them, or make offers on? Someone's got a card that I really need for my collection or whatever, and I can't make an offer on it because it's sealed.
I'm going to be sealing cards. I'm going to be sealing a rare serial match, Seamus Coleman, as soon as I'm able to. But I mean, I'm sort of nonplussed by it, to be honest with you. It's kind of, I'm intrigued to see if there's any other sort of specials. They said something about you can boost your prizes, but was there something else about you can win special prizes as well?
They might down the line do like.
Yeah. So that's intriguing, and I do think if you ignore the usability thing, I think they'll look cool sealed if you just take them at face value. So it'll be interesting to see what it looks like. But
I'm presuming we'll be able to hide them in our galleries and stuff. Yeah. But I think it's gone down quite well in MLB from what I've heard. I think it would kind of probably be okay for the ecosystem, because instead of like the 50 shit limiteds with red X's.
Well, people have said about burning, wanted to be able to burn, and I guess this is kind of like a way of doing that, because it's giving you that sort of value in a way.
Yeah, it's a burning mechanism. I have 50 shitter limiteds that I just relist for min and don't sell and expire, and I relist, just seal them all up. They're still there, but they're out of the way. I don't have to list them, and maybe I get a bonus from it. I think it, initially feel good for the ecosystem as a whole. And if I'm sealing a load of cards I'm not using to get a bonus on my winnings, that'll feel quite good. I think when you see the bonuses on you've won 100 essence, but you've actually won 110 essence because of your sealing.
And that's actually got value. It shows the value of having a card which potentially didn't have any utility whatsoever, giving you some value. What I quite like the idea of, which I just thought of, which I'm not sure whether they will actually happen or not, but if you were to seal a card, I'd love it to just like not show in my gallery, or like not show, when you're setting lineups and you've got all these fucking players that have got like a torn ACL and been out for 3 years showing theirs. I don't want to see them. Go away. I want to see my players actually just make it a lot easier for me to see the wood through the trees sort of thing. So maybe that will be, and as a separate note, I love that option to hide a player. Say someone's got an injury when I've set my lineups, I want to be able to bloody hide him from view. I've got like 9 James Tarkowski shown at the top of every page, and he's fucked himself. I don't want to see him up there.
I do think they said they're gonna. One of the things they're bringing in is holding your filters repeat each time, so you can stick your filters. Because I'm fed up of going on and putting up my starting percentage up to like 60 every time I set a team. I just want it to be stuck there. Yeah, that's a separate thing. That is coming apparently. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how much percent we're going to get from sealing up loads of shitters and not actual good cards, but that's we need to know the percentages and the rewards for it. But in theory, I think I kind of like it. I don't like that.
I think it sounds positive. There's not much negative like connotations to it, I don't think so. I think you've got to go positive there.
Yeah, I think, and if you don't want to seal it up, don't unseal it. But I think it'd be a fun concept to play with.
It'd be cool if they have some sort of cool graphic of it getting sealed. Or like,
and it's just for rewards as well, not like points in game. I don't think it really matters to competition that much. If you just fucking ignore it completely, it doesn't matter. You're not getting a in-game score bonus over someone. It's just on the rewards. So yeah. So positive. That's an up. But separate point. Our beloved Legends. # Justice for Legends. It's over. It is over. Sorare have confirmed Legends and Coaches cards.
Only in Sorare 26 though.
Well, okay, yeah, maybe in the future. You can choose to seal them as part of your legacy to earn boosted rewards. Once sealed, Legends will be treated as high-tier cards, giving them one of the most significant impacts on your reward bonus. So I've got quite a lot of Legend cards, so I'm going to have to seal them all up because no one's going to buy them. but they are going to give me a high tier reward bonus. Sadly, though, Legends are my favorite cards and my favorite designs. My favorite concept of a competition was the Legends comps. First thing I checked every monthly roadmap for the month was out.
Same, exactly the same.
Fuck you, Sorare. Legends are dead.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't buy a rare Iker Casillas goalkeeper card at the peak of Sorare. That was probably the same value as my whole gallery now. Yeah, it's sad. And I can't see why they wouldn't have it, apart from they've been met with some sort of, what's the word, like copyright or something like. Because what's wrong with it? They don't have to make the prizes amazing. I just I would just enter one to win essence, wouldn't you? I just think it's really fun checking the team of where you own Javier Zanetti, say, and cheering for all of their defenders. I really used to like doing that. I'm thinking, come on, one of these defenders do something. I just think it's such a fun game, and I really liked the cards. I still really like the cards. I've still got loads of them. It's kind of like I used to love buying those generation of footballers I used to follow growing up. So yeah, I do think it's sad that they're not going to be getting any utility.
Yeah, worst part of the announcement, they've officially confirmed our beloved Legends.
Me and you should have completely double teamed Sorare on Twitter, like Pranksy was doing with about the uniques, and being like, "This is a fucking disgrace.
This is bullshit.
I'm taking legal action. I'm taking you to court, you fuckers, over these Legends."
Yeah, I'm not sure we have the same pull as Pranksy, but yeah,
Yeah.
It's an obvious down. 6-3 to the Downs now because coaches cards.
That might be a double down.
Yeah, personally, it's a double down, but I don't think we can double down it in terms of everyone. So
I agree.
I spent a lot of money on some of those Legends cards.
Like limited. What was the striker for Real Madrid? Oh my god, I spent so much money on him. Anyway, let's move on.
Multi-division, multi-entry and division structure. We sort of added that earlier on with the fourth entry and things like that.
Yeah. What do we think it will be? I mean, if you enter 3 for 3 straight weeks, you get a fourth one for the fourth week or something, or would it be a permanent one? Or do you have to buy it each week?
50 essence.
Give us some fucking info.
50 essence, or
Christ.
harvest 15 of your best cards just to get an extra lineup. We'll see that in July. We won't rate anything to do with that. We'll go on to daily and multi-game week gameplay. New challenges await. So we'll break this down into improved daily missions. What do we think about improved daily missions? Daily picker will evolve into daily missions packed with fun challenges tied to the biggest matches of the day, load of bigger rewards, scarcity specific daily missions, expanded rewards beyond just 200 XP, adding more valuable and varied prizes and mission variety. They won't be limited to scoring any decisive action anymore. As missions are getting a revamp with better rewards, we're introducing the list or play rule. Player cards listed on the market will no longer be eligible for mission selection. Completely reworking the mission interface. Play, collect, and connect. Referral-based missions, rewards for completing challenges with your friends, scouting and collecting missions, and the gameplay missions. What do you think on improved daily missions?
I don't mind it. I mean, I don't necessarily do things to try and win the missions, but when I do win a mission, it's kind of like, oh, and sometimes it's quite good. 10 essence or like a £10 off voucher, which I actually have used quite a bit of. The XP ones don't really entice me, but perhaps they should be. I don't know. Maybe it's actually something I should be paying a bit more attention to. But yeah, I'm up for doing things that I can complete. I like doing things like that. I like to try and collect them all and all these types of stupid things. So I'm sure I'll end up doing them. I don't mind it. And it's sort of the way they've worded it down the bottom bit, which was saying about sort of referrals and like collection missions and stuff, makes it feel like that what they were trying to do when we had all those other Do you remember we had it as part of our profile, and you were like, you had to. They got rid of it eventually, didn't they? But do you know what I mean? Where you could be like up to a level 10 in a certain thing. Like if you had 10 referrals, 20 referrals. So it feels like that type of thing is what they had the idea of about 18 months ago. So you could have like daily missions and like season-long missions or monthly missions. I don't mind it. I don't think it's that much of a change, really.
I think it's good to have a reason to go onto the website each day to try and make people log in and stick around on the site for a bit longer. The current ones are just boring as fuck. If I hit them, if I'm on the site and I see it, I'll enter it. And if they're hits, then brilliant.
Also, I've had about 4 missions which I completed, and there's no way I've completed them as well. I don't know if you've had the same.
Get it by mistake. Some of them you just get from your common lineups. Just does it for you and earns you $10 in credits from a common lineup. So hopefully, I think there is, it's probably going to be meh, but there is a chance that this is interesting. Maybe this is where we can earn some essence to fund other things. It could be good if the missions per day are actually fun and you can actually win like essence. Yeah, I want to believe that this is obviously sounds better than what we currently have. I want to believe that it might be a bit more interesting, at least worth looking at and contemplating for more than 20 seconds, which I currently do. So yeah, I think yeah, it's got to be
positive. It's not a negative. It doesn't detract from anything, does it? So I think
it's not, because it's better than it currently is.
Yeah,
and hopefully, it depends on what we can win. But let's hope at least it's mildly interesting missions. We can win something decent.
Yeah.
Next up, championship multi-game week competitions. I know you're a massive.
Championship. This is the championship, mate. Finally.
Launching long format challenges that celebrate managers who consistently perform across multiple game weeks. Yeah, this is what you've said you loved for a long time and would like to see more of, right? Multi-game week competitions and leaderboards, things like that, rules. Money can't buy once in a lifetime VIP experiences, which I feel like we haven't seen that much of recently. These are going to be thrown into multi-game week competitions as well. What else are we going to win? Open for any season, so classic cards, which is good. Classic season, classic cards, utility, which is what we want to win those precious rewards, as they said. More details to come. So we want to know like what the full price is, how many people are going to win prizes, etc. But on the basis of it, this is awesome, right?
I'm going to be pushing double up here. I think this is big, and like you said, I've pushed I haven't pushed Sorare. I've pushed on this show, saying that I really do think they're missing a trick with the multi-game week, month-long, or even potentially a season-long competition. Because people, it's a tried and tested fantasy format. Like pretty much all fantasy games are season-long, right? You think of FPL, they do weekly and monthly stuff, but people like to sort of collect points over a longer period of time. It sort of rewards people for consistency, gives you that feeling that even if you haven't won something that week, it's still contributed to an overall score for a month, say. So people overall feel more positive. And I certainly remember when they did those month-long competitions, which they did do for a little while, I did really well in it, and I was so fucking into it. And maybe that's just me personally, and I like doing that stuff. But I feel like it's a tried and tested thing that people enjoy. So, and not only can you win Sorare stuff, but it's saying about once in a lifetime VIP experiences. I've had some amazing VIP things that I got through my Everton collections, which even if Sorare is to go completely to shit and be worth 0, I'd still think like I've got my money's worth just from those 2 things I got. So like pushing those in these month-long competitions to reward people that have really dedicated for that time period, I think is really good. So this is a big, big win for me.
Yep, I think it's the best thing about the announcement overall, right? This is the best thing that we have, complete. From what we know, this is the best bit about it. Month-long competitions, or however long they are, we've always loved them in other formats on SD and other things. I think it's great. Double up?
Double up for me. 6-all, baby.
6-all. 6-all. That is a definite double up. But I think that's the best thing that's happened. Next up, special events. Moving away from the fixed monthly calendar. Starting this season, there's no set schedule. They're going to surprise you with fresh challenges and key football moments tied to big football occasions, special arenas. Daily missions will now play a bigger role in fresh gameplay. Any thoughts on the changes to special events? I personally, the only thing I would say, I liked a calendar to build around. I like to know what was coming up in the next month so I could build my lineups around it rather than being surprised with them. But maybe I don't plan that far in advance. But
I think they need to be really on it with telling us when things are. And we talked about it briefly on WhatsApp today, didn't we? I don't like the fact that they have to do an announcement. People have to be aware of an announcement to see that the Club World Cup is a rolling. It's not a rolling knock, but it's a. Well, is it a rolling knock? It might be a rolling knock. The Club World Cup is starting a little bit later than the other games that are shut for this game week, and I want them to display it on the fucking thing where you're setting your team, because at the moment they all just say the same flat 3 hours 20 minutes until cut off, and actually the Club World Cup isn't 3 hours and 20 until that game week shuts, so it gives you that extra bit of time to sort of put that on the back burners. And I did see some people kicking off on Twitter, and I know they have announced it, and don't get me wrong, they've announced it, but some people aren't looking at their Discord messages and their Twitter and they're so rare. They just go on to set their teams. They want to see it right there. So yeah, if that's going to be tied into what they're announcing here with stuff being a bit more fluid, and they need to be really on it with making sure things are accurately done. Because missing a game week deadline because they haven't announced it would be a big fucking annoyance for me. That would be like DMPs for other people, because I'm not so bothered by DMPs because I just think it's part of the game. But them incorrectly, like when they used to just like miss out a player's fixture or not include them by accident, so then it wouldn't show in your things having a game, and then but if you set it as show not games, it would show it. And that was a pure Sorare mistake, and I missed out on loads of players I could have played by not realizing that. So I just hope they get it right.
Okay, yeah, I think you went off a little bit of a tangent on Sorare there. But
yeah, a little bit.
I think that depends what the refocused events are. What these change of events are. It's hard to judge without knowing that. Maybe it helps in reducing like some of the shit comps, like fucking top tackler or flying goalkeeper or like Superman midfielder or whatever all those crap ones were. Maybe we don't need those like meaningless ones that no one really wants to play anyway. So maybe having less of those would be good, but until we know what's replacing them, it's hard to really tell. So I would say this is kind of like a neutral. I don't really know. I wouldn't give it either way. You?
So what's the main takeaway, would you say, of it? It's just saying that they're not going to be releasing a monthly calendar.
Yeah, it's all going to be less specials by the sound of it, and refocus special events. I think it's too
vague. I think you've got to go to negative there. I'd prefer to.
Okay, yeah. I'm on the fence. You're a negative. That equals a negative. Yeah, 7-6 down.
People want to know stuff. People want to know stuff.
Okay, big one up next. New crafting. Thrilling new crafting experience.
Hey, play the crafting attack video. We need it.
Craft attack video. All right, I will drop the craft attack video for you. Here we go.
It's going to be changed for us now.
Craft attack. There'll be no more crafting tier 4s and tier 5s and hoping for a fucking Mbappe to come out like you've already done before. On the show, it is one fixed crafting value. You'll have several face down cards to pick from, adding suspense and strategy according to Sorare. When the card factory reopens, you can use your essence to reveal characteristics like their league or their nationality, things like that. It's like give you more information before you make the pick. And There's a fixed chance you'll hit a lucky draw each time you spend essence. Lucky draw gives you better guaranteed rewards. A guaranteed tier 0 card among the face down cards in the set. For example, all the details on new Essence Economy odds and rules are revealed in July. A lot of things are going to come out in July, which could change the game a lot or bad. A lot of these changes, are they going to be, rewarding? Are the changes going to be good rewards, or are they going to be meh rewards?
It's just the thing. It's so difficult to judge this part because one fixed essence requirement. Well, what is it? Is it going to be 100? Because that's too much. Because no one's going to be wanting to spend that on a potential tier 5. So, yeah, it's
So my view is they probably weren't expecting everyone just to rip tier 5s all the time, were they? Just 20 essence, rip a tier 5. So the standard cost sort of feels like it was always going to come. Sort of bit more game showy, which suits our reward shows. Going down the crafting factory, we like a bit of this. Might be good for us when you're crafting for content creators to have your 3 options under there. Well, should I find out the badge? Are we Spanish? Are we a forward? It might add a bit of fun in a little game show style way. Oh, I've hit a lucky.
So you can use essence to reveal a characteristic, and if you don't like that characteristic, you can just go, nah, then I wouldn't want it. So it just costs you 10 essence to figure that out.
Well, yeah, because you found out something about one of your 3 card options. Just to let you go, I'm going to have one of the other 2 then, because
he's from Burundi. Oh yeah, I don't want him. Thanks.
Yeah, he's from Macedonia, so it's stole Dimitrescu. So I'm not going to that one.
Yeah, I suppose that's kind of fun, but rather than just being when you click the card, it's telling you that's the card. You can just slowly peel away the cover. I see. Yeah, it's once again very difficult to give an answer on, isn't it? Because we don't know what it is.
I think it sounds more fun. I think you're crafting across all leagues now rather than the little breakdown thing again. So I think it's
right. So they haven't done the breakdown. Okay, I guess there won't be contender essence, will there?
So I think it sounds kind of more fun to be a part of. Which card am I going to pick? I picked that one. Oh no, there's a Lamine Yamal under that one. Oh, I've missed that. Or I think.
Will it reveal the other 2 cards? Say there's 3 cards and you've picked fucking
I hope so.
Michael Keane, and it's right, you could have had Yamal or Mbappe. You got a Michael Keane.
The fucking sob stories would be great content for Twitter. Oh my god, I pulled Messi, or oh my god, I left Messi and Yamal on there, and I picked fucking Leighton Baines.
It's actually. I think it sounds quite fun. The more we talk about it, the more fun it sounds.
As long as the amount I need to spend to have a spin is okay. As long as the levels are still similar, it's obviously going to be higher than 20 because they hated us all just pulling tier 5s.
Well, it depends. It depends, like I said, about how they measure essence across the whole of Sorare. Because if essence becomes really difficult to win or really easy to win, they need to make sure that people can win enough essence to do a craft every week, I think.
Yeah. At least we won't have to try and figure out neutral essence anymore and why it doesn't seem to impact anything we do.
Neutral essence.
I think for me and you who make videos that occasionally a few people watch, reward ones, we love a bit of craft attack, so I think it's a good thing for us.
I mean, I like crafting, so
I like crafting. If it's more fun,
and if they think they've figured out a new way for it to be more fun, then I'm all for that. But we do need to know the details, so I think we'll go positive, but could easily turn to a negative if they reveal some horrible details.
We never saved up to the top tiers anyway. We're always going pretty low, so if it's just the same amount, 50 a spin or whatever, then whilst
we're here though. Do you remember that time I crafted a Kylian Mbappe? What a time. What a time. I might have set it as my ringtone or something, just opening it up. What a day. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, Rice, Kimmich.
Grimaldo.
We've had some good ones. Oh. Right, let's move on. Let's go to... I don't even know where to begin with this one. This section.
We've been listening. Well, who have you been listening to?
Who the fuck have you been listening to who gave you the feedback that shitting on your biggest spenders was a quality idea? This is, of course, the Bye-Bye Unique section. Bye-Bye Uniques, you are being merged with Super Rares. why was this a fucking problem that needed creating? If your biggest spender and most well-known user says they're going to sue you because you've made this change, I think you might have fucked it up.
This is some of the mistakes they have to come out and say, oh, actually, we've heard your feedback again there, and maybe we've done that wrong, are like pretty minor things, really, in the grand scheme of things. Like when someone spent thousands and thousands of pounds on something, that's a massive thing to include in a blog and do a mistake. So I don't know whether they're going to be able to backtrack on that now. Now they've said it. That's a major change, isn't it? I mean, I don't deal with Unique, and I haven't dealt with Sorare for about 4 years, and I've got one now, so it's not that intriguing to me. But I'm very much in the camp of I want to keep Wales happy and in the game, because Wales putting money into Sorare sort of feeds down all the way to limited, really, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm not a fan of people getting annoyed and leaving the game, which does seem to be happening. Because the whales are the more vocal ones, really, aren't they? The people that buy stuff on there, all over Twitter and whatever, and it doesn't breed a good atmosphere for people to come into the game. So
you need whales. You need whales. You're right. This is the line. Like when I read it, I was like, "What? With this change, there is no gameplay advantage to playing a unique card over a super rare." They've spent so much, some people, on uniques.
Where am I reading that? Where's it say that?
I haven't changed the page.
Sorry.
Sorry.
With this change,
No, here we are.
Yeah, I was trying to read what you were saying there.
Sorry.
With this change, that is a terrible line, isn't there?
There is no gameplay advantage to playing a unique card over super. There's some people that spend so much money on uniques, and there is no gameplay advantage to playing unique over super rare. You get
it boosts your rewards. So this is once again. I mean, how much does it boost their rewards? Because it might be worth it for that. If the rewards...
I think you can use an extra unique that counts as an in-season, an extra classic unique that counts as an in-season, so like 3 and 2. But there's just no way it ever balances.
So I don't actually really know
what super rares or uniques plus 2 classic unique cards.
So was it 5 unique cards? I don't know what the unique format.
They didn't merge. They've merged them. They weren't merged.
Yeah,
and now they're sharing leaderboards and sharing rewards.
What were they before, though? Was it 5 uniques in the unique division, and just you couldn't have a super rare or anything? It was just 5 unique cards, and there was classic. So, and there was classic within season of everything, like it was for rare. And...
Yeah, they were separate. Now they are merged, and they share leaderboards, and they share rewards, and I don't have any uniques. I have a few. I have like 20 super rares. Never win.
I think at least if they'd combine them, which they have, make it the unique ones have way more power. At least if they're going to include them in the same competition structure, be like, well, uniques are going to be worth 50. You'll have 50% bonus on top, and because then at least they've still got the value in that sense.
But they still get some bonuses over uniques. Like Pranksy's got a bazillion uniques. I guess it's just net good for super rare owners. Someone who's got loads of super rares and not many uniques, but it's just not a good look overall. Like absolute who thought about creating this problem? And it talks about having more variety in unique. We're adding more unity. It doesn't even make fucking sense. It's unique. There can't be 2 of the same. They pay for the exclusive competition as well. You've paid so much money for the cards, and now they're like, "Well done on spending loads of money on those. Go play with the scarcity below, who've paid a lot less for their cards." I don't understand all the ins and outs of this, but I mean,
what's the difference in value? Would you say between a unique and a? Would you say a super rare is maybe like 20% of the value of a unique card in terms of what they bought?
No idea. In the high ends, it's got to be
high, isn't it?
More. I don't know. I don't buy uniques.
Yeah,
and I don't fully know all the ins and outs of this because I haven't gone into too much detail into it because I don't. I don't play uniques, but you've seen the reaction online,
But
and it's not good.
I've made the mistake of just purely reading the reaction and not actually reading it. So, like the actual announcement. So I'd have to look. I don't want to give a full opinion on it because I don't really know how the structure used to work or how it now works. But yeah, it certainly doesn't seem like it's gone down well. And the fact that they
competition
put that line in saying playing unique over super has no positive benefit. That's a terrible line to hear, isn't it? If you've bought hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of cards.
I mean, it doesn't affect me directly, but your biggest spenders threatening to sue you and shows you their reaction. I mean, blending, I think it's quite clear. It's not great, is it? No advantage to playing unique. It's got to be a double down.
They made a bad decision there.
It's got to be a double down. Who's giving this feedback? Is it like a prank? Someone's
Pranksy
played on them to get this. It's double down, right?
Yeah, it's got to be a double down. Yeah,
it's got to be a double down. That's super bad. Super bad, which is also a very good film. All right, like Dumbledore coming to Harry Potter's aid, giving Gryffindor extra points at the end of a season. That's like a Harry Potter reference, right? That's correct.
Avada Kedavra.
Yeah, I don't really know. I tried to slot a Harry Potter reference in there. Not sure why. Prize pools, gameplay recap. I got two more things that were mentioned in here that I thought were worth bringing up. So the expanding league-specific comps. I think this is one of the positive things that we can get a late boost on the upside is expanding league-specific comps. They're good, right? People like playing specific comps. They like playing the Premier League. They like playing the Bundesliga. I know they're not going to be in Classic, but they're going to be in season. Maybe you get a Ligue 1 and a Serie A. Maybe there's a new one. They say there's more coming, and then they're going to have a hot streak each, which is another chance for us to enter an in-season team with a Classic card to win some money. Is expanding league-specific comps a good thing? Sounds it, right?
I guess so, and I guess it's going to be a place for people to put their sort of contender and challenger ones. I'd imagine it'll be across a lot of leagues, right? But why wouldn't they do them in all the leagues? But the fact there's no Classic sort of negates from that for me. But yeah, maybe we've already voted on that, haven't we? That's a different point. I think the fact that they're doing more leagues of in-season comps is good.
So we have full licenses for more leagues. I think that's a good saying. Obviously, we're missing, the Classic side of it, which is a bad thing. And we don't know what the leagues are. And we don't know how many are, but they are all getting hot streaks, which feels like more ways to earn money. And I do think specific league comps are some of the best things that people enjoy about Sorare. So I think that has to be an up.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an up.
If it's a championship, it can have golden up, and I'll come back and add 10 points to it.
It just means I've got to once again go for a full Everton new in-season stack. Just can't help myself.
So you can play your Everton stack. You're going to have to go in season again. You're correct.
So, and in season still going to have one Classic card, isn't it? So, and they've announced that you can have the hot streaks can be with the one Classic card and 4 in season. So that's good.
And the only other thing I was going to mention that could get us to a draw is integrating new SD features. So they say that they're going to improve the UI, and they had a big list of features, didn't they, that they're going to add to make it better.
I saw that, yeah.
Does that make up for the current situation we find ourselves in?
I mean, it's all very actions speak louder than words. I want to see it. I don't like. It should have been there anyway. Why wasn't it there?
I am finding some things starting to be frustrating.
It's very frustrating. Actually, the main thing that frustrates me, and this is coming from someone who didn't have a Sorare Data proper subscription, so I wasn't really using Sorare Data to its full potential that you were and others definitely were, is the fact that on any given day, I like to just click onto Sorare Data and see all my teams, all my games coming up that are playing, all the players that are playing in those games, whether those be players I've started or whether those be players that I've got in the doldrums of my back burners. And I want to see their score, because then sometimes I'm sort of taking that in, thinking, oh, he's actually come back from an injury there. 6 months he's been out. And at the moment, how the fuck am I finding that out? I've got no way of finding that out. Unless I'm missing something easy on Sorare. I can't see anywhere on there which says my current players. Am I being stupid? You probably know more than me.
Yeah, I don't like. I just want to see the values of my players. You know, he's going to your roster and see
Yeah,
how
the values.
I need to make some money quick so I can buy someone who's worth some money. I don't fucking know anymore.
And all the people that buy people's galleries, they've been kicking off saying, "I'm supposed to bloody see how much these galleries are valued now."
All right, I was going to try and find a saving point again. Oh, it's good that they promised to do all these things, but we already fucking had them. Why am I giving you a positive for something I already had and got taken away, and now my life is currently harder? So no, there will be no bonus equalizing point.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
All right, so we're going to end after 17 grueling points were handed out. It is a 9-8 victory to the Downs.
It's 10-8. It's 10-8. You haven't put the negative on.
What, for that one?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to give it a negative, are we? I thought we were just going to rule it out. Okay.
Yeah, that's a negative for me. So there was two major double negatives, one major double positive.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of the double negatives doesn't affect us personally, but in terms of Sorare as a whole, it's definitely a negative.
I think it's been one of the biggest takeaways from the announcement, hasn't it, online?
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to go for 10-8 to the Downs, 8 for the Ups, 10 for the Downs, which maybe says that it was not quite as dramatically bad as a lot of people said, but I think there was a few things that came across really badly.
Yeah.
So what it means is this July announcement
It's a biggie.
needs to be good, right? It needs to be good. I think we're missing division structure, which pisses a lot of people off. That'd be important to see. Reward pools is obviously massive. If they come in and go, you had 15 million last year, this year it's 18. Then you'd be like, oh.
Maybe this is why they drip feed announcements sometimes. They think, right, we'll announce 75% of it, see how people react, and overwhelmingly it's been pretty negative. And then we'll go, right, that 25% now we're going to make it a bit more positive.
Yeah,
to try and counteract it. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's work to do.
We need to know hot streaks as well, how many points required to earn how much, what the new leagues are. Yeah, that's maybe just stop making this game so complicated. So it was great 4 years ago with my simple enter my teams, cap 240, cap 220, cap 270, win some money.
There's a lot going on in there. There's a lot of plates spinning across the board, and I'm worried that they will lose focus on the overall goal if they start trying to spin so many plates all over the place with these different competitions and different deadlines and different everything. Too much.
Okay, so a narrow victory for the Downs today on Sorare 26 Fallout Ups and Downs. Before we go, State of Sorare. Just give me.
Was I the positive one? Was I 7.4 last time?
You were 7.4 last time. I was 6.9. Give me your State of Sorare 1 to 10.
I mean, I still love Sorare. So I'm going to go down from 7.4, but I'm not going to go to the doldrums. I will give it a 6 dead.
6 dead. My State of Sorare, I'm going to give it 5 dead. Exactly in the middle. Okay. I don't like seeing everyone so pissed off at the product, even if they're more pissed off than me. We need that July announcement to turn up real quick and for it to be more positively received than this one. But yeah, you know, I'm actually looking forward to Club World Cup competition. So
am I. Spending some essence in the last minute, getting a Jan Oblek, as you do. Sorry, ETH, not essence.
I got quite a lot of teams because I had Man City, Chelsea, and season stack already, and Bayern Classic. So yeah, we'll see. That's exciting, at least. If you are still watching, or you just skip forward to the end, see the final score, and didn't actually want to listen to us talk, which would make sense, don't blame you. It'd be great if you could like, subscribe, and all that vibe to help us keep the lights on at STC. It's always appreciated. Bang the bell. Bang the bell? Is that what people say?
Oh, you can't say that, mate. You can't say that.
Yeah.
It's 21st century, mate. You can't say those things these days.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Any interaction with us is blessed. And we'll be back soon with another video because we love it. But for now, that is all for tonight. So from me, it's a Viva la Thursday Club. And from you, it's
At the Toffees.
At the Toffees.
Hill Dickinson.